take on the Tanis Leonhardi 800 meters run, time of 3 minutes and 24.0 seconds from 19 March 2007. I'm filming this on Sunday, Sunday, 18 August 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm just going to talk through my Shorewood High School 800 meters run race at a 2007 Wesco Conference Junior Varsity time trial track and field meet high school at Shoreline Stadium in Shoreline, Washington State, United States of America. I won a time of 3 minutes and 24.0 seconds in the women's junior varsity event on Monday, 19 March 2007. With my time, I achieved last place. I provide my take/perspective on my performance and contextualize it in terms of still not knowing if there was an official competition or just a time trial competition, and learning to lose with dignity and without collapsing once I crossed the finish line. To date, I still have not done that. So this was actually a very confusing one. I think there were 2 of these, and I think we got to Shoreline Stadium that day, and I did not know that this was like a competition, so I decided to phrase it this way. It might have had an official name, the competition, but it was like literally I showed up and I had no idea we were racing that day, and they were like, "You're gonna run the 800 meters for time," and I was like, what happened to practice? And it was this instead of practice. So it was like one of those things where it's like you just think you're going to a routine practice, and they're like, and now you're gonna compete, and I'm like, okay. And it was like, I think there was like me and one other woman in the event, and so I was just, I think my confusion over what it was, it's still, I think it was an official competition, but that clarity didn't come until I think it was one of 2 of these, and it wasn't clarity at the time. It was more like somebody threw a name of a competition in there, and I was like, what? And now I have more understanding. But somebody said it was like this and the other one were supposed to be like a Grand Prix, in the sense of like it's a longer competition series, and then whoever wins the event the most or with the highest points or whatever kind of wins the event title across all of the events. So I think there were 2 of these that I ended up competing in, and I was like, I have no idea what a Grand Prix is. And so I think I asked those questions at the later one, or somebody provided that, and I was just like, I don't know. And so, but anyway, I was entirely unprepared and had done 2 personal best times. I'd done the 3:27.2 and then the 3:22, and then I went up in time to this at 3:24, and I was like, well, I was unprepared. Or I didn't even know we were competing that day or today. After I went the time, and I was like, well, I'd like to improve my time, like my personal best time. So this time, as well as the previous time, the 3:22, but I would like to speed up and kind of make sure I don't hit a 3:24 again during the season, which I ended up doing. But I was not actually upset with this time. I was more like, I impressed myself because I was like, I had no idea I was going to compete. And then it was still, over 3 seconds faster than my first time. And this was the 3rd competition, if I'm recalling correctly. So I was like, I do want to keep improving, but I'm also not upset with this by any means. And so that's how I was feeling at the time. And that has not changed. I might be more impressed with it in hindsight. And then also losing with dignity. Yeah, I would say it was a weird experience coming in last place, in the sense of those of us who came in last place, like were the last placers for the team, we didn't collapse. It was the people who crossed the finish line first, and they'd be like, we're so tired, and collapse and stuff, and I just kind of, and not always, that was the complainers about somebody getting second and then complaining about like it's like they lost the race. It was not Shorewood, my high school, that was tended to be other teams, and it wasn't all other teams, and I was just like, you have no idea what it means to lose unless you get last place running junior varsity, right? If you're varsity, you can't complain, or you can, but all of us, the rest of us, will judge you as wake up. If you're running junior varsity, right, there's only varsity, and junior varsity is the slower. So if you're the slowest of the slow, then you can speak with some amount of certainty, and like habitually, like I was habitually, I got like, I think it was, I did this like 7 times and I lost 4 times. I actually know what it means to lose and how to do it with dignity and hold my head high across the finish line and not slouch away and not collapse. No, and be proud and accepting of the times I ran and still improve and that kind of stuff. It was just like, I don't know. I think I did good for my school in being a dignified last place finisher, dignified loser, but really last place finisher, because you know sometimes people get second place and say they're a loser, and I was like, I did not actually refer to myself as a loser once during my season. Last place finisher, yes, but not loser, no, because I was getting faster. So that was very cool. Also, it would be kind of interesting with some of these YouTube videos if I provide enough clarity, or could provide enough clarity, that let's say I move in with my Josh or my Jacob, just do those, get houses next to each other, you know, move in with them, have quadruplets with both. Anyway, either way, one set comes first. I wonder if my parents would be up for, like, we homeschool them and my parents are the teachers. Like, you know, what would be a fear? I don't know if it'd be a fear, but it'd be like potentially a reality. Watch the kiddos, like the human children, and Josh and my children, Jacob and my children. Watch them end up loving my mom and dad, so their grandparents more than us. You know, that'd be a good thing. I think in a way, to have them that frequent getting to see their grandparents. Anyway, it was just something that occurred to me with making these videos. I'm like, if I'm providing the clarity and removing the confusion I felt at the time, maybe they could be useful, right? Like, because there's physical education components of homeschooling. Like, yeah. So anyway, that's my take on the Tanis Leonhardi 800 meters run time of 3 minutes and 24.0 seconds from 19 March 2007.